Backstage at one of the biggest talent shows in the world, a young Filipino boy waits nervously for his turn. His bare feet press against the cold floor, a quiet reminder of where he has come from and the struggles he carries with him. In his small hands rests an old, worn-out guitar, its strings slightly frayed, its body scratched from years of use. It isn't just an instrument, it's a piece of his past, once played by his late father, a man whose music filled their modest home with warmth and hope. The boy doesn't dream of wealth or fame. He isn't here to chase the spotlight or prove something to the world. Instead, he has come with a heart full of love and a promise to himself. Every note he plays will be for his father, whose memory gives him strength, and for his family, who still fights every day against poverty and hardship. His mother's tired smile, his siblings' hungry eyes, all of it rests on his fragile shoulders, yet he stands with quiet determination. As the muffled roar of the audience seeps through the curtains, he takes a deep breath. Doubt and fear swirl inside him, but he knows he must step forward. This moment is more than a performance, it's a chance to honor the man who taught him to dream, and to remind his family that even in the darkest times, hope can still shine. When the boy finally steps onto the stage, the blinding lights nearly swallow him whole. The vast theater, filled with thousands of strangers, feels overwhelming compared to the quiet streets of his small town. He grips his guitar a little tighter, his knuckles pale, and forces himself to meet the curious eyes of the judges seated before him. One of them leans forward with a smile and gently asks, "What will you be singing for us today?" The boy clears his throat, his voice barely above a whisper, and replies, "Hotel California." The words echo across the stage, and a wave of surprise ripples through the crowd. It's a bold choice, a classic known for its haunting melody and difficult range. Some in the audience raise their eyebrows, exchanging doubtful glances. Could this shy, barefoot boy really handle such a song? For a moment, silence hangs heavy in the air. Then, with trembling hands, he strums the first chord. The familiar sound fills the hall, and the whispers fade into quiet anticipation. He closes his eyes, shutting out the lights and the pressure, and begins to sing. His voice is soft at first, fragile, as if carried on the edge of his fear. But with each note, something deeper begins to emerge, a rawness, a truth, a story only he could tell. The audience leans in, captivated. What started as doubt slowly begins to shift into something else, the sense that they are about to witness something unforgettable. As the song unfolds, the boy's voice grows steadier, carrying a weight far beyond his years. Each lyric seems to pour straight from his soul, as though the melody is not just being sung but lived. The once skeptical audience falls silent, their eyes fixed on the small figure standing alone under the spotlight. Every strum of his father's guitar feels like a heartbeat, echoing with love, loss, and resilience. Midway through the performance, his voice cracks, not from weakness, but from honesty. That single tremor pierces the room, and suddenly the meaning of the song shifts. It is no longer just Hotel California, it becomes a farewell to a father, a cry of longing, and a promise to keep going despite the odds. The lyrics, familiar to many, now carry new life through the trembling voice of a boy who has known both sorrow and strength. In the front row, one judge raises a hand to their mouth, eyes shimmering with tears. Another leans back, visibly moved, whispering something to their fellow panelist. In the crowd, strangers who moments ago questioned him now find their hearts breaking open, feeling the raw humanity in every note. The boy doesn't notice their reactions, his eyes remain closed, as if singing to someone far away, someone who can no longer clap or cheer, but who, in that moment, feels closer than ever. The entire theater seems to breathe with him, waiting for the next chord, afraid to miss a single second of this fragile, powerful truth. The final chorus rises, and with it, the boy's voice soars, no longer trembling but strong, filled with every ounce of love and longing he has carried for years. The theater, once skeptical, now erupts into applause even before he finishes. People are on their feet, clapping, cheering, shouting his name, but he is lost in the music, eyes still closed as though the song is a bridge to his father's memory. When the last chord fades, he opens his eyes to see the entire audience standing. Tears stream down faces across the room. Strangers who moments ago didn't know him are now united in the weight of his story. The judges, visibly shaken, exchange glances. Then, almost as if driven by pure emotion, one of them slams a hand down on the golden buzzer. In an instant, the theater explodes. Golden confetti rains down from above, shimmering under the lights, cascading around the boy like a shower of blessings. He drops his guitar to his side and falls to his knees, covering his face as sobs escape him. For a moment, the world feels too big, too overwhelming, but then the cheers reach him, carrying warmth and hope. The judges rush to the stage, embracing him, telling him how extraordinary he is, how deeply he touched their hearts. The boy, still trembling, can barely speak, but in his tears is the quiet realization that he has honored his father's memory, and that his voice has truly been heard. Through the rain of golden confetti, the boy slowly rises, clutching his guitar once more. His cheeks glisten with tears, but there is a soft smile breaking through, shy, humble, and full of gratitude. The microphone is placed back in front of him, and though his voice shakes, he manages to speak. This is for my father," he whispers, pausing as the audience quiets to listen. "And for every child who feels like they're not enough. Please, don't stop believing in yourselves. Your voice matters." The words hang in the air, sinking deep into every heart in the theater. The judges nod, their eyes still wet, and the audience bursts into another standing ovation, this time not just for his talent, but for his courage, for his truth, for the way he reminded them all of something bigger than music. In that moment, the boy is no longer just a contestant on a stage. He is a symbol of hope, proof that pain can be turned into beauty, that even the smallest voice can echo loudly enough to change the world. Cameras flash, the crowd cheers, and yet he stands quietly in the center of it all, a humble boy who wanted only to honor his father. And as he finally walks off the stage, golden confetti still clinging to his hair, his heart carries more than victory, it carries the certainty that love, courage, and faith will always be stronger than fear.